Hello, these are two Knight pianos that have just come into stock. On the left we have a K10 which is 112 centimeters tall and a K20 which is 107 centimeters tall. They're both top quality small upright pianos, just trying to look at them to see what sort of refinements we might be able to make them as perfect as possible. Now we have plenty of other videos of Knights, so I'm just going to go through the issues which I think are the most important ones for these two. First of all, there's a slight fade on the front. Now where the piano's been obviously kept open, then it's very common to see these fade lines. Obviously if you buy the piano, then if you keep it closed, it's very gradually going to become much more integral. The K20, which I think is walnut, is also slightly faded, but a bit less so. Now I haven't tuned either of them yet. The pitch is 437. Knights are immensely stable, as we'll hear in a minute. They don't sound too out of tune, but they're flat. That indicates probably, I would guess, not tuned for the last maybe 10 years, because Knights are so stable they don't really even go flat that much. The touch, we're going to look at, yes, the touch there is really important. So we're going to look at touch on both pianos. Now the down weight of the white keys, I've done all the C's, is sort of 50, 52, roughly acceptable range, but the sharps are too high. There's 58, they should be the same really. We'll just have a quick look at that. I wrote 52 grams for middle C here, which is acceptable. Sort of 50 plus or minus 2 grams is what we're aiming for, and that goes down with a slight encouragement by knocking it to get the initial inertia taken off. But the sharps, this one is 56, perhaps 55. It's going quite easily at 56. By the way, you have to keep the right hand pedal down when you test the piano. So that's a bit heavy really. And this sharp, note 29, is 60 grams. Even with a bit of encouragement, doesn't want to go down at 60. So that's too high really. Now the K20 is much lighter. It's been used more, and they tend to go lighter when it's used. Obviously it frees off. So here we have middle C at 55, sorry, I beg your pardon, 48, and the C sharp at 55. Let's have a look at that. So middle C at 48, now that's acceptable, 48 is fine. And C sharp, that's 56 grams actually, so even with encouragement, hardly 56 is going down, so maybe 55 was a bit less than it should have been. Comparing that with this new Feurich, we have a range 50 grams plus or minus 2. So there's middle C, 49 grams, with a bit of encouragement going down. And C sharp, 52 grams, and going down with encouragement. And by the way, this U1G, this is 57 grams, so that's also too heavy. Don't assume if you're buying Yamaha it's not going to be a bit heavy. We have to reweight that as well, bring it down a bit. As I say, acceptable 50 plus or minus 2 is what we're aiming for. And the C sharp, 58 grams, so that needs to be brought down by 4 grams at least, more if we can. We've talked before about losing weight by lubrication, but as you can see if you see the other videos that refer to that, these are very loose. On the other ones they stay up, so lubrication of the keys and also of the hammers, which we tested, isn't going to make any difference. So on the C sharp, if we want to decrease it so it comes down on 50 grams here, then we put a lead weight behind and tap it, and you might be able to see the hammer as well. There we are. You can see it going down. Obviously we can't go too close to the front. I'll show you in a second. So the closest we could get would be about there, I think, because we don't want to get too close to the front hole, but that'll be fine. I just took this other key out to show that Knights originally did put leads in some of their keys. Now looking inside both pianos, this is the K10, looking at the hammer wear. This is 1976. I'd say it's had a less wear than you'd expect for that age of piano. It's really important that the hinges are tight here. We check them all obviously, but these are very tight. And the K20, which is 1972, has had more wear definitely. So I think round here we'd have to reface it. Let me show you why. It's just a bit on the soft side really. And when too much hammer is hitting the string, too much surface area of hammer, that does make the tone softer and doesn't bring out the harmonics. So that needs some refacing definitely. I'm doing a quick comparison of tone. This is the K10. K20. This is the U1. And the Feurich 122. K10 in the tenor. K20. U1. Feurich. K10 bass. K20 bass. U1 bass. Feurich bass. So that's a comparison between two Knight upright pianos that have just come into stock. This Knight K10, which is dated 1975, and the Knight K20, which is 1972. Now both are excellent pianos. Just looking to see what sort of work we need to do to refine them. Now the touch on both of them we'll try and refine to get the touch as even as possible. But they do have a remarkable touch. And I've compared them with the Yamaha and a Feurich. Well, obviously they're bigger pianos, so have a bigger sound, but the Knight is very distinctive sound, very well designed, as we've mentioned many times before, and it's why it's one of our preferred makes of small piano. Wherever you play it, it has a beautiful tone. Let's compare that with the K20. So this is the K20 made in 1972. I didn't mention the casework, apart from these fade marks, is practically perfect, and if it isn't, our polisher will try and perfect it even more, but I don't think it needs much at all. They have a lovely ring to them, nice. Now, because of the lockdown, we sold less pianos than we would normally have done, so I just wanted to mention that the price of all our pianos is about perhaps 10% less than it would normally be. And also we're still allowing you to try out a piano for a month, so you can pay a month of the rental price on that's been put on the piano for just 1 month, and then pay the difference if you like the piano. Normally we have a 10-month and then option to purchase scheme, which again you pay whatever you paid in 10 months will come off the price of the piano. Well, in whatever way we really need to sell pianos, we're buying in just as many as we were before the lockdown, so we're very well stocked at the moment, so we can afford to lower the prices a bit. Wherever you play the piano on nights, it's just a wonderful sound. And very sensitive. Now I did mention the touch, that we're going to even out the touch. It's very important if you're studying. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a piano of this age. It's got at least 20-30 years, maybe more. It's actually probably made more fastidiously than many pianos are made today. So it's just the touch that needs perfecting, really. And on this one we mentioned the touch It's a bit light on the naturals. Now if you want a light touch piano, obviously we can make it lighter for you and keep the naturals as they are, and then bring the sharps down to match them. There's a beautiful singing sound to it. Thank you very much for listening.